What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. We are riding the red dragon today, you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get into it, okay? I actually want to start this video off the same way that I started off my last video talking about Toshi. Not my last video talking about Bitcoin Cash, but my most recent video that I just made. While moments like this can seem bearish, and they are, right? The average altcoin, we look at the average altcoin and they are barely below, right? I mean, from where they closed on the 10th to where they are now, they're down about 3%. Where Bitcoin Cash, from where we closed on the 10th to where we are now, we're down about 10%. We're up like 3 times the deficit. It seems like we're doing worse than the average altcoin right now. It's important to zoom out and remember where we are, right? Where we've come from, where we've been, right? We had a very fantastic move up overall. We're kind of rounding out, and typically whenever you round out, you do make a stab down before you recover. But these kind of stabs, whenever you round out like this, if you are to continue going higher, whenever you stab down like that, that's actually a cause for a V-shaped recovery. I wouldn't be surprised if we got one. I wonder if I can actually find an example of that happening here with Bitcoin. Hold on, because I'm pretty sure I can. Hold on. Right there, it's a perfect example, right? Can you see it? You're rounding out, boom, stab down, V-shaped recovery. It's a perfect example, actually. Let's go here. Let's see. I mean, maybe in grand terms like that, we could even use that one, but I'm not going to use that one. Let's see. There's one that I had in mind back over here, right? Where you're kind of rounding out your lows here, right? And then boom, you get your stab down, V-shaped recovery out. I'm just saying this kind of environment, as scary as it is, it actually promotes very miraculous recoveries. Bitcoin Cash is a gift at these prices. And again, remember, from the lows in April, we are still up 87%. Is that right? 87, is that what it says? 87%. The average altcoin in that same amount of time since, let's see, since April is up about 37%. So if you're comparing Bitcoin Cash to what the average altcoin is doing today, think long term as well, okay? Because what's happening right now is just a shakeout. That's all it is. You've had more gain, so you've got more pain to give, effectively, right? But here we are, $468. I genuinely can't believe that we're down this low. The amount of volume that's coming in is not really sufficient with this kind of a move, in my opinion, right? We saw this same kind of movement on the 10th, and there was a lot more volume. Here, there's not a whole lot. 7 hours, 21 minutes left in the day. There's still plenty of time for volume to come in. And it is above average volume, to be fair, but I just think, dying off in volume as you're moving down, that's pretty conducive to a recovery. And I wouldn't be surprised if we did recover in a very short amount of time here at a very fantastic pace. From a low here to a high there, we've tipped the 2272, which is pretty uncommon. Typically, you actually wick below it. The fact that we tipped it, to me, is actually a sign of strength. That really could be our low right there, 444. Somebody's got a serendipitous way of holding up the floor. 443 was the low, actually, not 444, at least on Coinbase. Finding support there. What we're looking for now is to get above the 1272. You hit the 2272, we want to get above the 1272. If we can close, and when we close a day above $513, it validates this as the low, and we start to think about moving higher. Again, truly, I think that the proper term for what we're going to see here over the coming days and weeks is V-shaped recovery. We're going to see a spectacular recovery. You're going to blink, and this thing's back up above $600. You're not even going to believe it. It's going to make your head spin. You're going to wish that you sucked it up, that you swallowed your fear, and that you just bought the dip, because this is a prime opportunity. And again, I'm just comparing it not to what it's doing right now necessarily. Oops, I wasn't trying to do that with the volume. There we go. But to what it's done since April, right? This thing is outperforming the average altcoin. Just because it's moving down a little bit now more than the average altcoin doesn't mean that it's in the dumps, right? We're okay. Everything that we've been talking about, everything that we've been looking at is still there, right? The fact that we have broken out of this range here, it's still true, it's still valid, right? We've still broken out above that. We're back testing this area for support now. We're waiting for, in fact, this is a very bullish setup right here. It's what they call a break, hook, and go, or a bump and run, where you break out, you bump, and then you run. It's actually a very common and very bullish classic kind of formation and thing to do in the price before you actually see a fantastic rally. Typically, it's at this point here where you do really kick things off. So if there was a time to be bullish on Bitcoin Cash more than anything over the past quarter of a year, it's now. It really is right now. With that being said, maybe I should open up some long positions on Bitcoin Cash. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do not leverage trade or do so at your own risk. But maybe, I don't know, man. That might be a good idea, because I very much don't believe that Bitcoin Cash is going to go lower, right? I don't believe that we're going to reject here and that we're going down and that this is the death of Bitcoin Cash. You know, we're about to see a fantastic rally. It's literally coming. And we're going to look back at this moment. You're going to ask yourself, did you buy here? Did you hold here? Did you make the wrong decision and panic sell? I hope that everybody makes the right decision. What's nice about the Bitcoin Cash community and people involved is that you all, again, like me, you see this as an opportunity. You don't see this as something to worry about, right? We've been through worse. In fact, this is a blessing to be able to buy below $500. I hope that nobody's panicking. I hope that everybody's having a good time enjoying this little bit of mayhem that we have in the markets right now, because it's not going to last forever. There's going to be a time where we wish the price was this cheap, right? And that time is fast approaching. We look at this here on the 1 hour time frame. Stop talking and get to work a little bit. It was a pretty big sell-off. There's actually a lot of volume there. Interesting on Coinbase there. Bearish RSI, very bearish, yeah. Lower lows, lower highs, the whole shebang. You got a downtrend here. You probably come back down and form some bullish divergence. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we did see prices back below $455, and that's fine if we do. Just slightly lower. Maybe we go all the way down to 420. What a perfect Bitcoin Cash price right there. And then we rally, something like that. But something a little bit lower makes sense. Maybe not lower than this low, but lower than the current price makes sense. And I really wouldn't be surprised if we got below $450 there, or at least right around there. Stochastics are bearish. At the moment, they look kind of bullishly postured, but I would say bearish overall. And the MACD is bearish overall too. Largely bearish here. So I think that we are going to go a little bit lower. 4 hour time frame. The stochastics actually look bullish right here, crossed up like this, but can you proceed? Can you persist? That's the question that I'm thinking right now. The RSI does look bearish. Lower lows in the RSI is crazy, man. Like you literally broke, look at this. You broke out of your downtrend, and then you formed lower lows in your RSI. That's wild. That's very, very bearish circumstances there. Move up, come back down, form higher lows, bullish divergence, and then we'll rally. Again, a close below about 466 on a 4 hour time frame should provide some bullish divergence. The MACD is ugly. Stochastics aren't really any better than the RSI. They're all ugly. So if we do go lower, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something below 450. I really wouldn't be surprised even if we went below this low. Let's see. Are there areas to consider as far as where we might go? Let's see. Let's look at this low to high and just see. Right below the 1414. Just like Toshi, actually. That's crazy. 433. Maybe 433 holds. If not, it's possible this is the low. Don't get too excited one way or another. Understand, guys, we are in a tricky point in the markets where at any given moment we can recover. We have a ton of shorts piled on over the past 30 days, right? Bitcoin's got literally $20 billion in shorts piled on over the past 20 days. Ethereum has a ton of shorts as well over the past 20 days. At any given moment, we could see these shorts get squeezed and just rally through the roof. But I think we have just a little bit more to go, perhaps, right? A little bit more to go. It is Friday. Tomorrow, Saturday, and then Sunday, right? The weekend. We're probably going to see some interesting price action over the weekend. And then I would assume next week, going into the week of the 20th and into the end of the month, between the 20th to the 31st, I'm assuming we're going to see some fantastic price action. We're going to start to grow. We'll recover going into the end of the month. That's the expectation. So regardless of what happens between now and then, maybe we go down, maybe we see a lower low, maybe this is the low and we hold it up and we're just consolidating here, whatever it might be. I would think that on the 20th and onward, we start to really rally, and going into the end of the year, let alone the end of the month. Overall, very, very bullish on Bitcoin Cash. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. We're just at a better price to buy, right? We're still above this trend line here. We've still broken this trend line. We're actually back testing it now for support, and I think we'll find support, immaculate support ideally. The monthly RSI is still very bullish. The stochastics, I don't like the rejection off the overbought zone, to be fair, but whatever. Still bullish overall. And hold on, guys. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Be quiet. Thank you. Sorry. My daughter's just being loud. $467 right now. Everything's still the same, right? That's what we were talking about, is that we still have all these bullish conditions. We're still above this trend line. And we also have our monthly EMA exponential moving average ribbon crossed to the upside. We could back test it for support, and that actually be very bullish as well. But I don't know. You know what's crazy? 14 days, 8 hours left in this month. If we do come up and close this month green, or we even see higher highs, we get back above $640 by the end of this month, this yellow line might touch this right here. Right now, it looks like we haven't touched the yellow line, right? But I'm just saying with enough price action going higher, we might actually end up looking like with closing this month, we might actually bounce right off this yellow line. And how positive of a reaction might that be? That'd be pretty cool. I really do think that we're near the lows, regardless of what's coming our way. I think that it's a prime, awesome moment to buy. I don't care, 467 now, let it go to 420, let it go to 430, whatever it might be, and then come back up. I would be very happy to buy right here. I think that it's a prime opportunity to do so, and that's really all I have to say. So if you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Take care of yourselves, all right? Bye-bye.